Define cloud models. What are cloud models? The cloud models define the deployment type of cloud resources. The three main cloud models are private, public, and hybrid. Let's start with a private cloud. A private cloud is, in some ways, the natural evolution from a corporate data center. It's a cloud delivering IT services over the internet that's used by a single entity. Private cloud provides much greater control for the company and its IT department. However, it also comes with greater cost and fewer of the benefits of a public cloud deployment. Finally, a private cloud may be hosted from your on-site data center. It may also be hosted in a dedicated data center off-site, potentially even by a third party that has dedicated that data center to your company. Public cloud. A public cloud is built, controlled, and maintained by a third-party cloud provider. With a public cloud, anyone that wants to purchase cloud services can access and use resources. The general public availability is a key difference between public and private clouds. A hybrid cloud is a computing environment that uses both public and private clouds in an interconnected environment. A hybrid cloud environment can be used to allow a private cloud to surge for increased, temporary demand by deploying public cloud resources. Hybrid clouds can be used to provide an extra layer of security. For example, users can flexibly choose which services to keep in public cloud and which to deploy to their private cloud infrastructure. The following table highlights a few key comparative aspects between the cloud models. A fourth, and increasingly likely scenario is a multi-cloud scenario. In a multi-cloud scenario, you use multiple public cloud providers. Maybe you use different features from different cloud providers. Or maybe you started your cloud journey with one provider and are in the process of migrating to a different provider. Regardless, in a multi-cloud environment you deal with two or more public cloud providers and manage resources and security in both environments. Azure Arc. Azure Arc is a set of technologies that helps manage your cloud environment. Azure Arc can help manage your cloud environment, whether it's a public cloud solely on Azure, a private cloud in your data center, a hybrid configuration, or even a multi-cloud environment running on multiple cloud providers at once. What if you're already established with VMware in a private cloud environment, but want to migrate to a public or hybrid cloud? Azure VMware Solution lets you run your VMware workloads in Azure with seamless integration and scalability. Describe the consumption-based model. When comparing IT infrastructure models, there are two types of expenses to consider: capital expenditure, CapEx, and operational expenditure, OpEx. CapEx is typically a one-time, upfront expenditure to purchase or secure tangible resources. A new building, repaving the parking lot, building a data center, or buying a company vehicle are examples of CapEx. In contrast, OpEx is spending money on services or products over time. Renting a convention center, leasing a company vehicle, or signing up for cloud services are all examples of OpEx. Cloud computing falls under OpEx because cloud computing operates on a consumption-based model. With cloud computing, you don't pay for the physical infrastructure, the electricity, the security, or anything else associated with maintaining a data center. Instead, you pay for the IT resources you use. If you don't use any IT resources this month, you don't pay for any IT resources. This consumption-based model has many benefits, including no upfront costs, no need to purchase and manage costly infrastructure that users might not use to their fullest potential, the ability to pay for more resources when they are needed, the ability to stop paying for resources that are no longer needed. With a traditional data center, you try to estimate the future resource needs. If you overestimate, You spend more on your data center than you need to and potentially waste money. If you underestimate, your data center will quickly reach capacity, and your applications and services may suffer from decreased performance. Fixing an under-provisioned data center can take a long time. You may need to order, receive, and install more hardware. You'll also need to add power, cooling, and networking for the extra hardware. In a cloud-based model, you don't have to worry about getting the resource needs just right. If you find that you need more virtual machines, you add more. If the demand drops and you don't need as many virtual machines, you remove machines as needed. Either way, you're only paying for the virtual machines that you use, not the extra capacity that the cloud provider has on hand. Compare cloud pricing models. Cloud computing is the delivery of computing services over the internet by using a pay-as-you-go pricing model. You typically pay only for the cloud services you use, which helps you plan and manage your operating costs, run your infrastructure more efficiently, scale as your business needs change. To put it another way, cloud computing is a way to rent compute power and storage from someone else's data center. You can treat cloud resources like you would resources in your own data center. However, unlike in your own data center, when you're done using cloud resources, you give them back. You're billed only for what you use. Instead of maintaining CPUs and storage in your data center, you rent them for the time that you need them. The cloud provider takes care of maintaining the underlying infrastructure for you. The cloud enables you to quickly solve your toughest business challenges and bring cutting-edge solutions to your users. Summary. In this module, you learned about general cloud concepts. You started with things like just understanding what cloud computing is. You also learned about the shared responsibility model and how you and your cloud provider share the responsibility of keeping your information in the cloud secure. You briefly covered the differences between the cloud models: public, private, hybrid, and multi-cloud. Then, you wrapped up with a unit on how the cloud shifts IT spend from a capital expense to an operational expense. Learning objectives. You should now be able to define cloud computing, describe the shared responsibility model, define cloud models including public, private, and hybrid, identify appropriate use cases for each cloud model, describe the consumption-based model, compare cloud pricing models.